So we are approaching to a session which is the last session of your syllabus, logistics and supply chain. So again main focus would be import related logistics, import related supply chain. However, subject is such where export related terms will also come. So it's a common topic, like LC is a common, like import and export both are there. So what is logistics and what is supply chain? If you look at, logistics is a simple or small concept and supply chain is a bigger concept. Why I say so? Because supply chain, it talks about, it starts with supplier of your company and it ends with customer of your company. So from supplier to your customer is complete supply chain. Supply chain deals with how to purchase the goods effectively at lowest cost from your supplier, bring it to your site, convert into finished good and effectively, efficiently supply the goods to your buyer. So supplier to customer. The extended concept is supplier and customer is supply chain. This is a new concept. Supply chain is not restricted only to from supplier to customer, but supplier and customer. It has extended now because of IT and kind of big data tools available, AI, artificial intelligence. So now they have extended and slowly it will increase supplier till customer. So this is supply chain. So this is what is supply chain. But we'll understand in detail, but this is a broader concept. Logistics is a discrete concept. Like you take the goods from here in Narayana and want to give the delivery to Mulchan, one location to another location, yeah, by road, rail or kind of. So logistics is a narrow concept, supply chain is a bigger concept. Now what we see in day-to-day scenario or day-to-day trade is various party logistic concepts. Yeah, this name has been given in supply chain, but layman's perspective, you make a product and you want to deliver the goods to, let's say, 5 kilometers from this location. What do? You call for the truck fellow. Truck fellow will come to your place, lift the goods and deliver the goods. This is called one party logistics, one PL. PL means party logistics. Single person, a driver, normally the owner of the goods, owner of the truck. He comes driving the car or driving the truck, load the goods, box or something, and goes to the customer. If you extend this concept little bit, now your requirement is, you are manufacturer and you say to truck driver, sir, please come to my factory, pick up the goods, load the goods, but don't deliver to the customer immediately. Keep for 7 days at warehouse. Keep for 7 days at a warehouse. So can you provide this service to me? The truck driver says, no, I am having only truck. Warehouse I don't have. But I know one company who has a warehouse. So what I will do, I will talk to the company, that warehouse company. I will take the rates and lump sum I will give you quote, which will talk about or which will take care of not only freight rate, that is truck rate, but warehouse charges also. So this is two-party logistics. One more facility has been added, that is a warehouse facility. Come forward, you say now this is okay that you will take the goods from me, you will keep in the warehouse and then you will give it the delivery of the goods. Now requirement has changed. It is not only warehouse, but I want you to provide the refrigeration services or some kind of repackaging. I will give you the goods, you keep in the warehouse first and you do the repackaging as ordered or as guided by me later on, and that activity you do it for me. So that is no third requirement. So this third requirement is going to be taken care by three-party logistics. Now you see the requirements has grown up. Earlier days only single point-to-point transaction. Yeah. Now it has gone to this level, third party. Fourth party logistics. Fourth party logistics, now my requirement is, I am a manufacturer. I say to the truck driver, sir, you bring your truck, take the goods to warehouse, subsequently carry out repackaging, and after repackaging, you deliver to one country, and from that country you deliver to another country. So now it has gone little higher side. Yeah, and during that country you distribute that goods equally. Country 3 and country 4 you give 50%. Now it is becoming complex. Correct? So this is 4-party logistics. So degree of complexity is increasing, right? And the latest, all over the world, it is not coming in India. This is called 5-party logistics, where AI is involved. Artificial intelligence has been involved. I'll give one simple case. It's my self-experience. I was handling one assignment of valuation in Sydney. Yeah. This was last year. 5 years ago, again in Sydney, I was handling one activity and one conference. They have called me to deliver one conference on the behalf of Eurobank, that is in London. So when I was there in Sydney, it's a human kind of habit or things like that, that you visit to a particular place, you remember that place, and again you want to go to the same place when you go next time to that city. तो एक मॉल में मैं गया था, वहाँ कुछ परचेस किया गारमेंट्स, एंड दिस टाइम व्हेन आई वेंट टू द सिटी, अगेन आई वेंट टू द सेम मॉल. टू माय सरप्राइज, they have immediately announced, welcome Mr. Nagarkar. When next time last year when I visited, they said, welcome Mr. Nagarkar. Thank you for visiting in our mall again. I was surprised. How come they know? Yeah, but the label for the shirt, they have put small chip. It's a small chip. I have inquired and then they confirm because of the chip.
Same shirt.
Same shirt. Luckily means. And that announcement has happened. Now that AI has involved into these kind of products. So internationally, when you are delivering the products, when you are supplying the products, customers and sellers, so sellers and buyers are demanding that they need a data, a kind of not only MIS, that is management information and system. Top of MIS, they want certain additional features about the products. So they want you to incorporate AI in the processes or products. They want you to think of robotics in the processes. They want you to use big data kind of information into the so IT or IT enabled services, ITES they say, is now increasing. The demand is increasing. Yeah. Now Alexa, we all know, we give instruction, Alexa, open the door, open the light, close the light, etc. That is simple. But Alexa is now doing your work sitting over here. I want to see what is happening at my farmhouse and give instruction to the equipments at my farmhouse. I can do that. And it is happening. Yeah. He mentioned about solar system. I have installed in my bungalow solar system. So I know at this instant what is the reading, whether the generation is taking place or not. Just on my mobile I know. I can switch off my inverter from here. I can switch on the inverter. I can do the hybrid kind of wind and solar I can do from here. It's happening. It's AI. So the point here is the 5-party logistics where AI, Bluetooth, blockchain, robotics, big data is incorporating in the supply chain. You'll be wondering, what is this nonsense? Why this requirement is there? Only if technology is available you can use anywhere. No, it's not like that. If you see the mathematics, if you see the statistics, then you will appreciate such kind of technology is must now, for simple reason, the cost of supply chain, the cost of logistics in the finished good gross revenue has extended from 10% to 34%. The transaction cost is increasing day by day because there are a lot of methods and modes of operations in logistics. Imagine if I ask you the question, sir, you got an inquiry for Canada. Buyer is based in Canada. How you will do the delivery? बताइए कैसे करेंगे delivery? So first point comes, now Canada is known to us, right? But we always go or link or map ourselves, where is Canada in geographical perspective? कहाँ Canada? अच्छा Canada वो US के वहाँ है, तो कैसे करेंगे? Canada का पोर्ट कौन सा है? तो probably you will need Google. कौन सा पोर्ट है? ये लोकेशन कहाँ है? अभी he should ask me Canada कहाँ? सर Canada तो बड़ा है. इंडिया बोलोगे तो इंडिया कहाँ? लखनऊ करना है या गुड़गांव करना है? This question should come, no? So similarly Canada कहाँ? टोरंटो कुछ ज़्यादा लोकेशन पे करना है. So first we have to understand the geography. So I am going to teach you today geography as well, smart part है, which will help you to save lot of cost of your customer being a consultant. Yeah? So we need to learn geography. I'm sorry, but option नहीं है. तो first is we need to, where is that location? Which is the nearest port? That is the second question. Now that port is a port. Example, a port. So do we have a mechanism or do we have mode of transport from, let's say, Nhava Sheva, that is in Mumbai, whether vessel goes to that airport? If answer is no, then what will do? Then what will do? If I say, sir, we have to go to Darjeeling, you will search whether Bombay or Pune to Darjeeling flight is there or not. Then you will come to know, oh, Bagdora is the nearest port. Then you will book for Bagdora. Then you have another question. How frequently the vehicle starts from Bagdora to take me to Darjeeling and how far it is? You have to search, no? Similarly here, when you want to ship the goods 20-foot container or 40-feet container, or want to import the goods from other location, export and import is the other side. You need to understand the geography. You need to know which is the nearest port. Now, pata chala Bagdora is the nearest port. But if I tell you the figure, Pune to Bagdora, by flight, it will fetch you, it will take you, let's say, 8,000 rupees. But if you go to Kolkata, get down at Kolkata, and then from Kolkata you go by train, yeah, to by rail. If you go Siliguri or Jalpaiguri, not Siliguri, Jalpaiguri is the rail station. So go to Jalpaiguri by rail, and from Jalpaiguri take a taxi to go to Darjeeling. That will fetch you probably less than this. Then which one you will opt for? Obviously second, correct? But knowing that option you are going to choose. If there is no option, you are dependent on your freight forwarder. You are dependent on the agent. Whatever he says. Agenda will be 11 to 12:30. We'll have a quick review. So whatever we have learned, we will have quick review of that. Then we'll have a customs import valuation. We'll start with around 1:30 or so, and then we'll have a lot of case studies with respect to the valuation angle. Tomorrow we will spend time with finance and forex, that is risk management angle. Then we'll talk about supply chain management, that is the Then we'll talk about the supply chain management angle, that is the logistic perspective. Logistic perspective meaning like if when you want to purchase or import the goods from overseas market, let's say Germany, how you are going to bring it to India. Yeah, so of course answers would be logistic perspective. So how we will decide the ship, how we'll book the ship, what are the different terms in relation with the logistic angle, what is 1PL, 2PL, 3PL kind of systems. So this is not only from the learning perspective, but if each and every one of you can set up your own modules, it's a business modules. Yeah, so anyways I am going to explain you how you are going to set up. So 3 days or 2 days later you will come to know probably dozens of schemes where you can start working in international business of your own. You can set up your proprietary or private limited company also. Yeah, so each chapter, each topic will have many business modules. Yeah, so I am going to explain you. Then we'll have open session. So therein we'll talk about the concepts which you have not understood during the online program, or any specific doubts or questions, or maybe a kind of topic where you are absent. Yeah, so we can have an open session kind of. And the last day, that is Sunday, we'll have first session with respect to examination. So asset class import and export. Now IOV is going to, or IBB is going to arrange the exam. So how that exam would be? So model questions I have prepared. So we'll solve couple of questions, and that set of questions I am going to hand over to you. It is already with IOV, but I will share with you. These all presentations I am going to share with you, so no need to make a note of that. Only understood or understand the concepts, ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more learning will take place. So we'll have time, we'll spend time on examination, preparation and frequently asked questions. And last would be, since Mr. Vinay Goel would be there on the last day, we'll have a certification program. Yeah. So this is what the agenda is. This is not fixed. We can alter, change. If you want to add certain new topics, we can always add. Yeah. So it is not fixed and rigid kind of agenda. Proposal is accepted?
Yes, yes.
Language is okay? You are getting all points?
In some portion of the arrangement, wherever we are trying,
Yeah.
where we talk of the new foreign trade policy.
Anyways, we will have. Last time, if you recall one of the lecture, I have already shared couple of slides for foreign trade policy 2023 that has been announced April 2023. So last month only. Yeah. So you can ask questions in meantime or in between, and I will also update you what are the changes has taken place with respect to the last policy 2015-2020 policy in comparison with the new policy.
Is there any kind of repository from where we can retrieve any policy
Policies. There is a website available, make a note if you want. The name of this website is DGFT. So just Google it, DGFT. You will get the policies, that is a foreign trade policy. Yeah. So when you Google DGFT, on menu bar, you will see the foreign trade policies. But that foreign trade policy, you will get only two policies. The last policy, that is 15-20, and the current policy, that is 23. So if you say, what was the policy 1975 to 1980? Oh, that policy is not available online. So for that, only the books would be there. I have all the books right from 93. So when I started practice, so 93 onwards, all books I have. So if you want a specific, provision, just send me a mail. We can send you the provisions. The whole book cannot be sent, but provisions I can always send to you. Okay. So friends, we started with this import-export valuation. This is a quick revision, and then we said like 5W and 1H, that questions with respect to starting with who, what, when, why, where kind of, and H stands for how. So typically when you think of doing valuation, right from there is an overseas supplier and overseas customer. So bringing goods from overseas supplier is something called import, and supplying goods to the overseas customer is something called export, right? So overseas supplier quotation appraisals and preparation of proposals for overseas customers. So this is the first scenario. So looking into scenario, how you are going to get the quotations from the overseas supplier? Yeah. So how to set the inquiry? It starts with that. How to set? So start with H. How to? Yeah. Now after submission of or sending the inquiry, you are going to get the quote. How you are going to compare the quote? The supplier will use many terms in the quotation. He may say, sir, we will offer you the product. Product could be a pump, product could be a compressor, and we will offer you with terms of delivery as FOB, Shanghai. So you will get confused. What do you mean by FOB? What is the meaning of FOB? Yeah. So this scenario is to explain the need of understanding of concepts used in imports and exports. Yeah. He may say the terms of payment under the heading called terms of payment. Payment would be under LC 90 days. So L by C, that is what the abbreviation he will use. So we may get confused. What is L by C? Yeah, then we will Google it. We will come to know letter of credit. So what do you mean by letter of credit? So am I going to get the payment end of 90 days? And what are the terms to understand the concept? So scenario is to explain you or the group that the need to understand concepts of import export are necessary before valuation tricks, valuation methods, valuation approach you are going to implement. Yeah. Second scenario, second hand import of goods. You may be the purchase manager and you want to import the plant from overseas, let's say from United States. So importing plant, that too with second hand, what are the challenges? From where you will find the suppliers? How you will compare the second hand plant? What are the rules regulations by Indian customs? By the way, what are the rules and regulations by government of India? There are so many government regulations are there. We are going to learn today. So there is something called customs, then there is something called Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act. There is something called DGFT. Then there is a bank called Reserve Bank of India who makes the rules regulations called FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act. Then there is an insurance act offered by IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority. Yeah. And besides that, product specific rules regulations are there. Suppose you want to import rubber products, Rubber Act is there. You want to import plastics, plastic related rules regulations are there. You want to import tea, coffee, rules are there. You want to import engineering products, rules are there. Textile, rules are there. So product specific rules regulations are there. Along with these, there are certain common rules regulations are there, like environmental perspective. Suppose this fellow wants to import a second hand goods which are made, the material of construction is stainless steel or mild steel, MS. So steel authority has made the regulations. Environmental angle comes into picture, that if it is second hand good, then what will be the useful life of these goods? What is balanced useful life of the goods? What is economical life of the goods? So environmental angle comes into picture, whether that imported goods is going to create any pollution or not. You have to substantiate, because your name is importer. So you will be you are going to answer to me, who is a government authority, and I am going to impose the question to you, sir, substantiate, means proof that your product is not going to impact the environment. So you have to use the word something like air. You have to give the reference with respect to water. You have to give the reference with respect to noise. You have to give reference to with respect to flora, fauna. You have to give, so many references you have to give. So you need to know the acts called Air Act, Water Act, Noise Act, and kind of, so pollution perspective. And that too, you are based in Gujarat, so you need to know the Gujarat State Government Pollution Board, so GPCB. You are in Maharashtra, so MPCB, Maharashtra Pollution Control Board. And on top of that, there is Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. So you need to follow the state rules regulations and the central rules and regulations. So the point is, legal perspective comes. Valuation is the only one part, but valuer need to know these complete dimensions, that under these dimensions you are going to carry out valuation. So during normal IBBI program, you are registered valuer, so you know that there is something, we always use the functional obsolescence, technical obsolescence. So we use the word called obsolescence, and we factor the, based on the obsolescence, certain factors we subtract, 90%, 30%, 60%, right? So that obsolescence will come into regulatory aspects, economical obsolescence, right? So third scenario, related party transactions. This scenario is just to explain the importance of concepts which you need to understand while before doing valuation. Related party, suppose your name is ABC India and you are purchasing goods from ABC US. So the same company, IBM India and IBM US, Infosys India and Infosys US. So when the transaction takes place between two related companies, the government scanner will start working. They will look at you that you are importing from your related party, as if a son is importing the goods from his father. So why father will have a kind of commercial perspective while supplying the goods to his son? He will always try to give it free of cost. But government don't understand free of cost, called FOC, free of cost. So there are two angles always, and these two angles, one is related to income tax and second is customs. Income tax comes under the finance ministry and custom is also comes under the finance ministry, under Department of Revenue. But income tax perspective would be there when the transaction takes place between two companies who has relation with each other. So income tax perspective comes. And scenario is simple. Suppose I am supplying goods to him. My name is a US company, his name is Indian company, right? And name of the product is pen, correct? What will be the fair value of this approximate?
30 rupees.
30 rupees, correct? Now because of relation, I may say, sir, I will supply you the pen, I will export. So me is supplier, right? So I will export this pen or he will import this pen at the rate decided band between the parties. So we may say because of relation, the price of the pen would be only 10 rupees, correct? Now what is the income tax angle in this? Look at this discussion. If it is 30 rupees, I will give the pen to him, 30 rupees. So I have given the pen to him, he has to pay me 30 rupees. So in books of accounts, he has to book 30 rupees as an expenditure. Because he is going to book 30 rupees as expenditure, his profit will be reduced or affected because of 30. In comparison with, if I say instead of 30, if I say the value is only 10 rupees, he will pay me 10 rupees and his expenditure will be booked 10 rupees. So compare these two scenarios, 30 rupees expenditure and 10 rupees expenditure. 30 rupees expenditure is little more than 10. So profit would be less. If profit would be less, income tax would be less. So because of relation, government knows that I may reduce the price, and because of that government is going to lose the revenue. Correct? So this is income tax angle. Now look at customs perspective. Custom says the value is 30 rupees, right? Who knows? Me and my customer. Yeah? Because he is my customer. So I say, if I say 30 rupees, yeah, I will hand over the product to him. He has to pay me 30 rupees, right? But now look at the custom angle. The moment I say price is 30 rupees, the rate of import duty is, let's say, 30%. On 30 rupees, 30% is the customs duty. So that is 9 rupees. So if I say 30 rupees as the price, custom duty would be 9 rupees. But if I reduce from 30 to 10, 3 rupees would be the customs duty. So how much custom duty is going to affect because of relation, because of variation in the price? Huge. So custom is also having interest the moment there is a related party transaction. Correct? So because of this, you need to understand from valuation that related party transaction is a scenario where valuer has to play the biggest role. Biggest role. How many valuers are there today in Indian scenario for doing related party transactions? Probably whole Maharashtra I am the only one. There is a big scope. I am handling 149 multinational companies only for SVB. Now my limit is over. I cannot, because I don't have time to do that. I want you to enter into this domain because there is a big scope. Delhi probably 1 or 2. And there are only 4 locations for your information. There are only 4 locations where this sale means department, sale. Name of this sale is called SVB, Special Valuation Branch. It comes under GATT, General Agreement in Trade and Tariff. And only 4 locations, Delhi, which will represent northern region, that is at cargo complex, that is at
NCH.
Indira Gandhi International Airport. There the office is there. Do Malik office hai. Yeah,
Yes.
but that is the only office taking care of whole northern region. Bombay, you have Ballad Estate, that is Nariman Point, takes care of complete western zone that includes Maharashtra, Goa, part of Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, whole, only single office. Another was in Chennai. So that takes care of all southern, region. Yeah, and last one is in Kolkata. Only 4 offices. Takes care of complete India. Yeah, big scope is there. Multinational companies are not at all aware of this kind of compliance. Valuer only can do this. Yeah, and that's the reason because today's topic is valuation. Anyway, we are going to learn how to do that, how to pursue that. Big opportunity. That much only I can tell you. So here the scenario is when there is a related party transaction, we need to understand the concepts. We need to understand custom valuation rules. There are two types of rules. One is for import, one is for export. Since this course is for import, we'll spend time on import rules. Yeah, custom valuation rules 2007. That is the year the rules has been enacted. Only with respect to import. Everything is there in the presentation. No need to write. Concentrate, so that you'll get more. या सॉरी हाँ ये सब मैं देने वाला हूँ. आप पेन ड्राइव है आपके पास तो ले लीजिए, नहीं तो मेल है तो मेल कर दीजिए. एनीवे बुक्स में है ही. दिस इज जस्ट काइंड ऑफ easy access to you when you go through the presentation. Yeah, but focus more, concentrate more, learn more, ask more. So related party understand. Then CE certification, rejections. You need rejections means you have done the export. Yeah, the goods has been exported to US, but US buyer has rejected these goods. The rejected goods come back to India. Correct? Now you as an exporter, you go to the customs. Let's say Navasheva. Navasheva is the name of the place in Mumbai. Yeah, so I'm going to use Navasheva time and again. You may get confused. What is Navasheva? Navasheva is the name of the port. Yeah, so you go to the port, customs port, and you say, sir, my name is Vaibhav Nagarkar. My goods has arrived because I have exported these goods. The buyer has rejected, so I want to take the delivery of the goods. Customs says stop. Customs says please stop. You have to pay the import duty. You say, sir, how come? Because my goods I have exported last week. Goods has been rejected. So why you are asking me to pay the import duty? Customs says please substantiate. Now word substantiate will come time and again. What is the meaning of substantiation? Is to justify, to prove that the goods exported by you and the goods arrived today are one and same. Now you say, sir, I can recognize this is my product, but this is not government, custom is not going to buy that statement. You have to substantiate. How you substantiate? You need a chartered engineer. Which chartered engineer? An engineer who is empaneled with customs. You have to come to me. If it is Western Zone. Yeah. So there is a big demand, a chartered engineer empanelment with respect to the customs port where he is representing. You are from Bhubaneswar, so Orissa perspective, a port. Maybe a Kolkata port. Someone is from Delhi, so Delhi port. Someone is from Lucknow, so Uttar Pradesh related all transactions you can handle. So a customs empaneled chartered engineer will only issue a certification, and based on certification customs accepts. Then import duty will not be there. Yeah. So rejection, refund. When you carry out a transaction, there is a scenario of getting refunds from the government. And to justify that refund or refund application process, there is one of the requirement that chartered engineer should certify the calculation. First of all, industry don't understand how to make the calculations. So you have to make the calculations. Not only that, you have to certify that your certification is required. So CE certification. Then you have something called nexus. Nexus means linkage. Linkage between input and output. Linkage between raw material and finished good. Imagine you are a manufacturer of shirt. Shirt is your finished goods. And what are your raw materials? Fabric, buttons, collar, label, thread. These are your inputs. Government don't understand that you require these inputs to make the finished good. Now this is a simple example, everyone can understand. But if it is a complex product, if I say a compressor, a custom officer is not having a technical background. So what all the raw materials required, what all the inputs required for compressor, piston. If you are non-technical, you never understand how, you don't visualize what is piston. दिमाग में आता ही नहीं है क्या होता है piston कैसे दिखता है, आता है कि नहीं. So custom officer has the same perspective, same view, because they are not technical, they may not be technical. So they need assistance of chartered engineer who understands what is this product all about. So to provide the nexus, linkage between input and output, you need a certification. Yeah, because when you carry out export, you have to file a document which is called a declaration. with the customs, and name of that declaration is called shipping bill. Shipping bill. Now shipping bill is a declaration at the time of export. There is one more declaration called bill of entry. This is another declaration to be filed with customs but at the time of import. So import करना चाहते हो bill of entry file करिए, export करना चाहते हो shipping bill file करिए. So both are declarations, and declarations talks about simple information about you. Suppose if it is the export declaration, the question would be to you, sir, what is your name? You say, sir, ABC company in India. Okay, what is your address? Sir, Pitampura in Delhi. Okay, what is your PAN number? So and so. What is your GST number? So and so. Yeah, what is your product all about? Sir, we are exporters of bicycles. Okay, it's a manual bicycle or machined bicycle, I mean mechanical bicycle or non-mechanical? Sir, mechanical bicycle. Okay, then what is the cost of manufacturing of this bicycle? Sir, so and so rupees. Okay, to whom you are exporting? To the buyer. What is the name of the buyer? Some US based company. What is his address? Sir, Houston in America. Okay, so what is his exact address along with pin code? Some address would be there, right? Who is the contact person and contact number of your buyer? Some number. How many quantities of bicycle? So it's a declaration. Basic information about you, your product, your company. What kind of company you run? Sir, MSME. Okay, or you can say, sir, private limited company or public limited, in bill of entry. Yeah. Now next we are on the topic. So in that shipping bill, you have to mention the name of your finished good and name of the raw materials used or consumed in manufacturing of that finished good. Your product is what? Bicycle. How many bicycles? Say one bicycle. So to make one bicycle, what raw materials you have consumed? So one seat, one chain cover, one bell, one something. Yeah. So you are going to mention that. But customs says, well, you may mention anything. I don't believe on you. You take the certification from chartered engineer. So certification is required. Nexus, linkage between input and output, raw material and finished good.
So this is the concept, but I mean talking practically,
Yeah.
say I am importing bicycles from China, but I am sending whatever materials required from here as an export for the same bicycle. So even though a chartered engineer certifies, how actually, as a trick for us, I mean as chartered engineer, how we are going to know that the same product has been used?
Simple question. See, as a chartered engineer, when the requirement comes, because I print not less than 550 chartered engineer certification per month. Yeah. So when the inquiry comes that, sir, we want a chartered engineer certification for a particular product. So we first understand about that company, whether this company is into business of making manufacturing of this product or not, or they are traders. So there are two classes, manufacturer or a trader. Correct? Then if it is a manufacturer, job becomes very simple and I will bring it to India. So that kind of concept is there in FCL. So these are the shipping lines year before, worldwide shipping lines. Year before, not today, year before. 12 lines. AP Moller, MSC, Costco, CMA, Van Hyne, Jean, Hyundai. Right? I have given even the year of foundation, total container ships. How many ships are there? Now what is today's situation? You will surprise. There are only 6 lines.
6 lines.
Post Corona. World में. अभी आप देखेंगे AP Moller. They have acquired Merckx. Merckx is no more there. AP Moller has acquired. It's a China. AP Moller. Merckx, Safmarine, Hamburg Süd.
सर एपी मोलर में वो लाइन का
नाम है. कार का नाम है टाटा Hyundai. वैसे शिपिंग लाइन का नाम है AP Moller. कंपनी है.
इंडिया का मिल रहा है.
इंडिया हम लोग सोचते भी नहीं है क्योंकि नॉलेज नहीं है.
कंटेनर नहीं बना देते.
नॉलेज नहीं है ना अपने पास. अभी आपके पास है, आप बना दो लाइन. MSC, Costco, CMA, CGM, China, Hapag-Lloyd, China. वन चाइना. कहाँ है यूरोप, कहाँ है यूएस? कुछ नहीं है. डोमिनेंस है. Now these lines मर्जर का देखो 18, 19 में 17 में हुआ है सब मर्जर्स. तो सब ये भाई लोग ही है.
चाइनीज पूरे से आ गए.
पूरा छा गया है. वर्ल्ड ट्रेड उनके पास है। आप कितना जो मर्जी है मटेरियल तैयार करो, मैं खुद लेके जाने वाला हूँ, हमें चाइना।
उसको चाइना का नहीं।
So point is we have to be very precise in communication what you want, from where you want to move the goods. So I am coming to that. So types of transportation is unimodal. So single mode, only by sea, only by air, only by road, unimodal. Intermodal, so mix. Combine 1, 2, 3, sea, road, air, combine. And multimodal, all mix. So this is the example, intermodal. What is intermodal? What is multimodal? This is how the container looks. MS container. Yeah. Each container has unique number. You see top right. Tare weight, net weight, gross weight is mentioned. If you open, now this is open top. Top hai nahi, roof. Then this is refrigerated container. Carrier and thermoking are the only units available in the world. You can put inside. You can think of making a new air conditioning or refrigeration system. It's so simple. Who are the mechanical engineers? कोई नहीं है. हाँ तो चिलर बनाओ, कंडेंसर बनाओ, एक्सपेंशन वॉल, बात खत्म. एंड compressor of course. These compressors are hermetically sealed compressors. It's a simple process. We pay hefty amount. Lot of foreign currency is going for this. Thermoking and carrier are the only two enjoying 50% market share. क्यों? क्योंकि बाकी लोग बनाते नहीं है, उनको मालूम ही नहीं है. इतना सिंपल है. वो देखो नीचे जो है
क्या कंटेनर
भी जैसे ये रूम है, कंटेनर है और उसको एसी लगा है बस. इसकी वैल्यू 3 टाइम्स ज्यादा है नॉर्मल 20 फीट कंटेनर से. रेंटल पेबैक इज नॉट बियॉन्ड, इट इज नॉट इन ईयर्स, इट इज इन मंथ्स. कोई कंटेनर जगह पे रहता नहीं, इतनी डिमांड है मार्केट में. कंटेनर के लिए टैक्स रेट 0 है अंडर सेक्शन 20 एंड अंडर सेक्शन 10 रेट इज 0. बनाते नहीं.
कॉटन का रेट 0 है. कॉटन का अंदर में जो जाएगा
वो स्लॉट बनाना पड़ेगा ना, तभी जाएगा अंदर. फ्लैट रैक, सो नीचे सिर्फ एक रैक है, बाकी कुछ नहीं है. देन this is loaded with cargo, some kind of coils. Tank containers are there, chemicals and kind of storage, car containers. So containers advantages are many. So earlier containers were not there, so there was a problem. Now containers are there, so you can plan how many containers can load in the vessel. World ocean routes, now you see ये 6 routes है. So you as exporter or you are importer, you are bound to adopt either of these. So you have to specify in the inquiry how many importers, exporters give this. No one, because they don't take pains to enter into geography. North Atlantic, second Mediterranean, Asiatic route, Suez Canal, you might have heard Suez Canal. Then Cape of Good Hope, South Africa के नीचे जो है. North West Europe to South America route. I will show all. I have taken on the map. Panama Canal, so Suez and Panama and Trans-Pacific. Only 6 routes है. So in inquiry you mention. Otherwise the forwarder will give as per his choice. And you go on comparing 3 quotes ले और compare करते बैठो. कुछ फायदा नहीं. Because quotes are always सबका एक ही अलग अलग देते नहीं है. These are the routes. ये routes मैंने इसमें लिखा है. 6 रूट्स है. यूरोप से साउथ अमेरिका, देन इंडिया से दिस ब्लू कलर दिख रहा है आपको, इधर नाम लिखे पूरे. पैसिफिक वहां से ये पनामा, सुएज ये पनामा. आई एम सॉरी उल्टा हो गया. सो 6 रूट है. So you will only come to know, suppose you are based in UK and you want to give the delivery to Argentina, which one you will use? You will send the goods by this route and then by road or rail this route. India to US, this route, always. Otherwise if you don't give, Me as a forwarder, I will take you to this route first and then this route second. Cost will be high, and all three quotations will be like that only. You will end up in heavy amount. That is the reason Indian figure is 34%. Cost is 34%.
But also matters the frequency of routes on which
All are available.
all are equally frequent.
But as a shipping operator, shipping line, I know that you don't quote, you don't ask for the route. तो ये जो है मेरे भाई है चाइना वाले, और ये भी मेरे चाइना वाले भाई है, हम तीनों को मालूम है, आप देने वाले नहीं हो, तो हम तीनों कोट वैसे ही देंगे आपको. आप तो कंपेयर करते बैठो, ये डिस्काउंट देंगे आज, नेक्स्ट टाइम में ये डिस्काउंट देंगे, नेक्स्ट टाइम में डिस्काउंट होगा, तो ये कार्टेल है. कार्टेल समझते हैं?
कार्टेल मतलब वही ग्रुप में हम काम करेंगे, अलग अलग दिखाएंगे.
फिक्स है वो स्ट्रेटेजी. अभी आप आज ये देंगे डिस्काउंट, मैं नहीं दूंगा, ये भी नहीं देंगे, नेक्स्ट टाइम ये नहीं देंगे, ये देंगे, मैं नहीं दूंगा.
मैंने सर उधर
कार्टेल मैच फिक्स रहता है ना वो, आईपीएल वाला ऐसा है. तो ये 6 रूट है, तो आप डिमांड करो कि मुझे यहाँ से नहीं, यहाँ से जाना है, तो इजी होगा.
चाइना चाहेगा तो कम्प्लीटली वो तो बिजनेस बंद कर देगा, जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन बिजनेस में सी
बंद करने में कौन
बंद करेगा?
चाइना.
वही लॉस करेगा.
चाइना करेगा, तो हाँ, तो खत्म बात, ट्रेड खत्म होगा.
तो वो चाहेगा तो वो सोचेगा कि हम इसको टोटल ट्रेड को बंद कर देना इन 22
तो उसका फायदा क्या है?
नहीं कभी जो फायदा में मतलब वो तो एनी वार फार में तो वो चाहेगा तो टोटल
दूसरा कोई नया तैयार होगा तो उनको तकलीफ होगी ना.
Correct.
और डोमिनेंस उनको चाहिए ही, वो बंद नहीं करेगा,
ये
वो डोमिनेट करेगा.
Demand and supply है.
So Suez, Panama. So this is Suez and this is Suez and this is Panama. Left side Panama, right side Suez. दिख रहा है ना उधर, लिखा है मैंने Suez, Panama. This is a canal route. Costing we have already done the presentation. So what is cost? So fixed cost, variable cost, stuff like that. इसमें one more topic is there, insurance. In Kotam also we have completed FOB, X-Works, DIP, DDP kind of. So I have taken the example, say Europe, Antwerp to France. Suppose delivery you want to give in France, correct? So which port you will select? So I have suggested Antwerp. So here is the arrow, you see black color. Antwerp is here, France is here. So you make sure that you give the delivery to Antwerp, because if you don't mention me as a shipping line, I will take you to Rotterdam port, and from Rotterdam to France the money cost is very high. I will do it purposely because I want money from you. So demand Antwerp. If you don't demand Antwerp, I will take you to Rotterdam. Antwerp. Czech Republic, go to Hamburg and then go to Czech by road or rail. That is possible. So you have to give a smart solution to the industry. Austria, don't use Hamburg, don't use Antwerp, go for Hamburg. That is more cheap, more safe. I was there in Europe, so I know these places, so that's the reason this is self-experience. Africa, select Dar es Salaam. Suppose Zambia is the location, so Dar es Salaam to Zambia, don't go with Mombasa. They will give you Mombasa. Mombasa to Zambia is too far. Durban to Zimbabwe, that is the best way. Go to Zimbabwe, so go to South Africa, and from here you go to Zimbabwe. Africa, so if you want to Uganda, select the port called Mombasa. Don't go with Dar es Salaam. So these are the main challenges in front of how to select. So you need to know geography little bit so that you can select the right kind of transportation, right kind of supply chain processes. But while doing this, insurance plays also important role. Where insurance is an angle where many companies don't pay much attention to the insurance part, because there are two types of risks also there in the business. One is called credit, second is non-credit risk. Credit risk and non-credit. Credit, actual difference between credit non-credit risk goes like this. Non-credit is like you load the goods on the ship Ship starts from your country to the buyer's country, and during the voyage, the ship sinks, डूब गई. There is a risk. It's a non-credit risk. There is a collision of two ships, non-credit risk. Yeah. There is a theft of your goods after loading or after unloading, non-credit risk. So non-credit risk purpose, there is insurance agencies. As far as India is concerned, IRDA is there, non-credit risk. Yeah. They offer policies to you under two things. One is government itself provides you the insurance policies under GIC, and then there are private institutions are there. So GIC you have at four corners. There are four zones as far as India is concerned: east, north, west, and south. Related to these four zones, one is New India Assurance, then United, then you have Oriental, and then you have National. Kolkata is national. Yeah, national insurance. So there are four GIC. And private you have ICICI Lombard, Bajaj, Tata, Reliance, etc., etc., etc. So there are private players. So they take care of non-credit risk. And then something is called credit risk insurance. Credit risk insurance is something different. Credit risk is something like I supply goods to him. He is based in Poland. And I say, sir, now material has been received. Quality is okay? He says, Vaibhav, quality is perfect. Now I say, sir, give me the money. He says, next week you call. Next week he will say, give me additional 15 days. After that he will say, sir, my economic condition is bad. Then he will give excuse that my banks are not having sufficient foreign currency. Then he says, we have the risk of war. Then he will come with excuses. He is not giving money. He is giving excuses. So this is the risk. And this is called credit risk. And for that, Government of India has an institution called ECGC, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. So both of these insurance companies give you insurance policies. You have to pay the premium. Now premium is dependent on, listen to me carefully, premium is dependent upon the risk. More risk, more premium. Simple story. Correct? What is happening in market? Insurance agents are there, and they give you considering highest risk all the time, and you also don't ask. So all the time high risk, all the time high premium. There's a problem. So this presentation talks about the three types of policies: A, B, and C. It is called ICC, Institutional Cargo Class. ICC. So there are three A, B and C. A is the highest risk, B is medium, C is the lowest. So you have to weigh every time. Each export order may not be the same high risk. Imagine you want to send the goods from Mumbai to Zimbabwe. In between Somalia countries there. Somalia you have parrots. Risk is more. You should go for ICCA. High risk.
Somalia means
Country है ना सोमालिया. Pirates.
रावण का ननिहार ना. रावण के नाना. रामायण में जो रावण था सर, उसका वो है.
सोमालिया.
मम्मी का घर उसका.
अच्छा.
सोमालिया.
अच्छा. New to me. So, but if you want to give the delivery to Europe, for example, risk is less. So go with ACC C class, cargo class C. Yeah. But pata chala every time the agents who wants more money because their agency commission is based on the premium. So they will always give you A class. For no reason. Our transaction cost goes up and up. So what is covered in A, B and C? Look at the board. This is C class. Institutional cargo class C. Where fire and explosion is there. Stranding, ground, sinking, capsizing of the vessel allowed in this. C is overturning and derailment, land conveyance. So that is covered in this. Collision is covered. Discharge of cargo at port of distress. Jettison, general average sacrifice. So not all, but small risk is covered over here. Then you go to B. B, whatever is available in C is anyway covered in B. And on top of that, you have loss or damage of goods because of earthquake is there in the B. Yeah. Now imagine your factory is located where there is no chance of earthquake. No chance. Last 30 years, 50 years, earthquake has not taken place. Why you will go for B? But pata chala you are taking every time A class, which is earthquake is covered in that. No reason, no. STPI policy we say, STPI. Storm or strike riots kind of. Strike riots. Washing overboard पता है क्या है? Washing overboard means vessel जो होती है ना, उसके ऊपर जो deck होता है. So sometimes it so happen, my name is master, captain, and you have entered my vessel last moment. So I have a right to keep your goods on the top. Top माने deck. अभी when vessel is in high seas, तो turbulence है. As an engineer we know there are 8 times forces are applicable on the vessel. 8 forces. So it so happen that vessel का top पे deck पे जो ये है वो गिर जाता है समंदर में. And captain is not responsible for that. Insurance is responsible subject to condition you have taken B.
Class B.
C में लेते हो तो मिलेगा नहीं. B चाहिए. तो आपको पास ये रिकॉर्ड चाहिए कि आप कौन से समंदर से जाने वाले. पनामा और सुएज में जाएंगे तो ये होगा वाला ही नहीं है. पनामा एंड सुएज कैनाल में ये होने वाला नहीं है.
छोटा बड़ा
कैनाल में ये होगा नहीं.
साइलेंट सी
हाँ, डेड सी जैसे. तो क्यों ले देगा ऐसा. So that is washing over. So there is addition on top of C, and A is something where all B and C is taken care. On top of that you have additional things. So ये हो गया, निकल गया slide. But A takes care of all C and B. On top of that you have this Parrott's perspective is added in that. Parrott's perspective. In case of tsunami होता है कभी कभी. So tsunami is also covered in A. So all risk is covered in A. All risk, including tsunami, including Parrots, everything. हाँ?
जो सर लेसन आप लिखा आप सर लिखा है.
हाँ मेरा ही presentation है. So syllabus is over. Now the session we will have an open session. So we can start. So yeah, why it is not coming? थोड़ा पंखा लाऊं का गर्म होते. So that is cyan, right? Then installation of capital goods. So capital goods when you import, there are specific requirement of the government that installation has to be done within certain duration, and for that who is going to authorize that installation? It is you, that is chartered engineers. Yeah. So all these processes certification is required, but you as a normal chartered engineer without knowledge of import export terms, if you issue the certification, it will be a risky, because you are not aware of the terms, you are not aware of the concepts, you are not aware why the certification has been given and what is the importance of that. I'll give an example. Suppose you are one chartered engineer, are not aware of import export terms, and as a customer if I come to you saying, sir give me the one installation certificate for the EPCG license, you are not aware what is EPCG and why certification is required. You say okay fine, my charges are 1500 rupees for example. But now knowing what is EPCG and what is the importance of that insurance certificate, you will say my charges are 20,000 rupees for this. Why? Because now you know the importance of your certification. You will look at the timeline when you got the EPCG license and today is what date. The difference, if it is within 6 months, you will charge probably 10,000 rupees. But after 6 months, you will charge probably 25,000 rupees. Because the timeline is important. You know now the law, correct? So that is the difference. So having knowledge of import export will help you to set your practice systematically. Yeah, and the customer is also not hesitant to give you 25,000 rupees because he knows the importance of your certification. So, like this, then you have many other concepts of 5W and 1H, like external commercial borrowings. You are eligible, you as an industry, you are eligible to get the loans or the finance available from international banks at international rate. What is the today's rate? Banks, they are offering you. These interest rates are somewhere in between, let's say 9% to 13%, depending upon whether it's a nationalized bank or private bank or cooperative banks. But international banks offers you the rate to the tune of 3.5%. LIBOR rate, London Interbank Operating Rate, or LIBOR, and Euribor. Yeah, Euribor and LIBOR are the two reference rate. Euribor rate yesterday 5 o'clock was 0.5 minus 0.5%. And sorry, no, but then there is something called, additional margins has to be added as per as RBI guidelines are there. So minus 0.5 plus 1.5 differential. So plus 1.5 means rate becomes 1%. And then RBI's commission or your bank's commission will be additional 2%. So 2 plus 1, 3%. So you will get 3% rate of interest. But now you compare 3% with respect to 10%. 7% is the difference, and that is substantial for industry like Indian industry. 7% differential is very high. Yeah, but each and every Indian industry may not get the ECB, external commercial borrowing, right? So what is that ECB? We'll understand tomorrow in finance lecture. But this is what the beauty of this whole trade perspective. Knowing these concepts, utilizing not only from valuation perspective but from consultation perspective, will help you to arrange your business accordingly. Yeah, being a professional. Then supply chain management, costing, end to end. There is a big demand is there in the industry, like cost cutting, but where to do cost cutting they don't understand. As a cost accountant, I know that you have to hit the right place, then only you can reduce the cost. So typically in trade perspective, when you are purchasing, let's say from China or let's say from Shanghai, bring it to India, convert into a finished good and export to Japan. So China to Japan is your supply chain, right? So the whole supply chain, you need to map the small operations. Yeah, and what cost and what risk is associated with this kind of operation, you have to map. Once you map, if you refer in costing, we discussed cost sheet we have to prepare, right? So one has to prepare the cost sheet. After preparation of cost sheet, right costing methods you have to apply. If you recall, we talked about marginal costing, alone costing, then standard costing kind of, or break even costing, right? So the right costing method you have to apply on the cost sheet to arrive a kind of a module, so that you can take a decision that where you can reduce the cost. Yeah, so that supply chain, you need to understand the logistic angle, you need to understand the various terms. What is 20 feet container and what is 40 feet container? What is meaning of IGM, Import General Manifest? What is to be picked up information from the bill of entry, what information to pick up from the shipping bill. So that knowledge is required. That's the reason we are learning this course. So this is just in brief. And setting up private bonded warehouse. So what is warehouse? Where you can keep.
Can we see some sample cost sheets or reports?
Yes, it is there. It is there. I'm going to show you. In the program also I have shown you, but during the online program it has become very difficult. So we are going to show you. Not only that, some case studies also we are going to do in the valuation. Is there in the agenda. So bonded warehouses. So what is bonded warehouse? How I'm going to, if I set the warehouse, then how I'm going to reduce the cost? That we are going to learn. Then authorized economic operator, export oriented unit, software technology park, special economic zone. These are the various concepts comes into international business. So these concepts we have to learn, and that is how we have to ask questions. What is, why this AEO is there? Why? So W. Yeah. Why one should set AEO, that is authorized economic operator? What is the advantage? Why should I do it? So when you ask these questions, answer will come automatically. But these answers to understand, you need to understand the concepts. publish your name as a custom empaneled chartered engineer. So my name you see over here, Vaibhav Nagarkar, and this is public notice number so and so issued by the Indian Customs. So your name will also come over here. Yeah, you have to apply. The process is you have to approach the nearby customs house and ask when they are going to publish the advertisement, and then they will give you the dates. Yeah, once they give the dates, you have to appear for the hearing or kind of interview. And during that interview, the one what is there as a course material, you have to understand, and your question will not be apart from the one which you have in your hand, that is the course material. So they will ask the question, so what is your meaning on your understanding of AEO? What do you mean by ECB? What do you mean by incentive? Something like that they will ask the questions. Once you answer, you will be empaneled. And once you empaneled, it is lifelong empanelment. Yeah, there is no sunset clause. So a domain knowledge, IMPEX, that is import and export.
You have to apply at Delhi office or metro offices or local offices?
No, you have to approach, because they will, if you tomorrow go to Kolkata, for example, you are in Lucknow, right?
Yeah.
So they will say, sorry sir, we will not give an empanelment because you are based in, you have permanent address in Lucknow. So you better, approach to nearby commissionerate, customs commissionerate. Like he goes to Mumbai, they will not empanel. If I go to Delhi, they will say, sorry, we will not empanel you. So a jurisdictional commissionerate, that is the right word, jurisdictional. So zone is there, so zone is jurisdiction. Yeah. So zonal commissionerate you have to approach. So since I am empaneled with western zone, so western zone comes right from Bombay, then Pune, Nagpur, and then Ahmedabad and Goa, and so this is a western zone. So domain knowledge, that is import export domain knowledge, are necessary for valuation processes. Yeah. How to do valuation, we will not talk about that because that is a different course, IBBA course, right? But how to get that knowledge and then how to do the valuation related to import export, that we will learn. So this is the syllabus. There are 8 parts. So we started with this syllabus, like principles of international business and import organization, then various terms and custom organization, principle of valuation, risk management, import management, then costing, and then processes, evaluation processes. So there are the 8 topics, and we started with this. This is the export course. Then we discussed like various terms related to international business. What is these terms like? We talked about high sea sale, then merchandise trade transaction. We talked about LC in brief, then project import, rules of origin, Incoterms, preferential trade arrangements. So these terms we started with, and we said knowledge of these terms are necessarily along with Indian foreign trade policy. So we spent time on, if you recall, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 chapters were there. That is the foreign trade policy. Earlier topic as well as the new topic, that is foreign trade policy 2023. Then we talked about procedures, like to get a particular policy, what is the procedure? Like we learned something like what is advance authorization. Advance authorization is a kind of incentive available to the Indian exporter. Before export, exporter can go to the DGFT and he may say, sir, give me the advance authorization as an incentive. Government will say, why you want an incentive? You say, sir, I got a order which I am going to manufacture the product and I am going to export this product, not today, but maybe next week or next month or so. So to export this product, to export this finished good, I need to manufacture. And to manufacture the finished good, I need raw materials. And these raw materials I intend to purchase from overseas source. So I want to import these raw materials. So when I import these raw materials, the raw materials will come to the customs port, isn't it? And customs, when the goods comes, custom will ask you the customs duty. I don't want to pay the customs duty. And why I don't want to pay the customs duty? The reason is simple, because if I pay the customs duty, that is the money I have to spend from my pocket, the customs duty, and that money is my cost. I am going to do the expenditure. That cost I will add up while computing the sales price, and we all know the basic formula of sales price as sales price is equal to cost plus profit, correct? Sales price is equal to cost plus profit. So customs duty for raw material is my cost. So naturally this cost will go up, and if I say profit is 10% above the cost, my sales price will also go up. Yeah. So for no reason my sales price will go.
It's a commodity. When the world started, gold was not a commodity, but when people started demand for gold, then it became a commodity.
So, but it is physically.
It's a physical, sir.
That's what I'm saying, intellectual property. It's not a, even if you are talking about softwares, say banking softwares are there, which are sold, it's a commodity. All the banks are applying for it. I am the patent holder, I will sell it to you. It's a commodity.
No, this cryptocurrency is not something which you have generated.
Yes, you are.
You
You have written codes.
by the method of computation.
No,
And-
no, no, no.
Let me complete.
Okay.
And then it has created a value.
Okay, you
Right.
first finish, then I
So
will.
it's created a value, and that value is not acceptable to us. It is only an artificial exchange which is generated.
Okay.
So legally, it is not a currency, it is not an exchange. That is the difference.
You are talking about two aspects. One is how cryptocurrency is created. You say somebody has created something which is not acceptable to us because there is nothing useful you find. That is
not useful.
Then
If you have created money out of nothing,
that is not money. It's a commodity.
that's nothing. But when you exchange it, it becomes money, right?
That is true with everything.
That is the point. We do everything, everything is illegal.
This is also legal.
This is not legal.
It is legal in India as well.
No, it is not accepted. It is not legal.
It is accepted.
No, RBI has never said it's legal.
He has never told it is illegal as
No.
well. If it is illegal, you cannot run exchanges in India, you cannot buy crypto. If it is illegal, it is legal.
No, it is not legal.
Yes, it is.
It
100%
Just
is legal.
30% impose tax of
That is the point. That is the point.
Yeah, so it is legal.
So if they allow it, they will put 30% as a basic
I have
conversion.
also some crypto stocks.
No, that is fine. No, it's legal. There is nowhere it is written it is illegal. It was illegal before. Then they saw that it is a technology.
Last time
It's
they
legal
have
only in
imposed.
one country, El Salvador.
El Salvador is there. Now Russia is also accepting it. So they are making it legalized.
They are making it right now. It
But
only in
El
El
Salvador is the legal currency. They are not the commodity. They are taking cash
It is
currency.
accepted.
In
El Salvador.
El
Bitcoin
Salvador.
is the legal
They
currency.
will put ATMs. That
In the
But all the
concept
time,
behind
crypto
crypto
is-
is I need to write a code. It will be based on blockchain. I cannot also modify the code once I write it. Then it becomes like the code has been written as such. It is based on AI only. So this is a predecessor to AI.
There is some
It
value.
will start running its own codes, and based on that, it will be happening. It is so secure, it is so encrypted, no one can break it, and it will go on expanding.
Nearly impossible.
What I am doing is, I have written a code. Based on the code, there is a utility for it. When I do something, there is some utility behind it. Suppose I want to transfer money to a person living in US. It takes me 3 days, 2 plus, 2 days to just transfer it because there's so many things associated. Now I instantly send a Bitcoin to someone through their wallet. It is gone. They can encash.
That will be credited.
So that is one of the utility of that. Based on that, the codes have been written. Now the limited quantity has been generated. I have generated only 10 lakh Bitcoins. When I started it, I started educating people that this product is nice. Once people start accepting it, it becomes a product for them. They say, okay, this is nice. I mean, we can transact anywhere. No, I don't want to depend on US, Ukraine, Russia. I will have my own way of doing it. So that is how trading is happening and people are comfortable with it. We might not accept it right now, but when the acceptance rises, then the demand also rises. Then it becomes more and more and more expensive.
Not acceptable.
So,
Acceptable and expensive because demand comes in.
transaction speed of Bitcoin was just 6 to 7 transactions per second. Now the coin is having 1 lakh TPS per second. Bitcoin, you can search it in Google.
So it's like lightning fast.
1 lakh TPS per second, and the fee is some fractions of dollar. Near 4, 5, even some paisa, less than some paisa. Bitcoin exchange charge is very high. For one exchange it is usually So 4-5
So crypto will be future because nobody will be governing it. These export import transactions might happen in crypto because nobody would govern it.
Okay. Anyway, we'll take it further this topic.
Yes.
Any other query or question, doubt, any term, any concept?
So PLR,
PLR is prime lending rate. Prime.
prime lending rate.
Line lending rate.
Comes under forex.
It's a banking.
Bank.
So it's a rate offered by the bank to their first class customers.
RBI is fixing it, no, sir.
Huh?
RBI.
RBI. PLR has to be displayed by the bank manager in their cabin. If someone asks, sir, what is the PLR of your bank? He should point out, sir, look at this. This is my PLR. Many bank managers are also not aware. Ye compulsion.
So the policies of import and export, they are so dynamic in nature for India and they keep on changing. How to keep a track of it? Like, is there any specific website which collects all information and puts it somewhere?
You have to refer couple of websites. One is CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. It gives you information about two things, customs and GST. Number two is FEMA, so RBI website. There, in the menu bar, you have to refer the master directions. So any change comes, they communicate to you. Third is DGFT, Director General Foreign Trade. So these are the main three sites. And the 5 tools I have already mentioned to you: public notice, notification, circulars, trade notice, facility notice. So these are the names. So when you go to the website, you have to look for this. So every day changes takes place, every day. So reading is the only thing. Every day, 2 changes, meaning 883 divided by 365.
So this exam will have probably questions on import,
Only
focusing on imports.
So who are giving the only
The study material, you have to go through the study material.
only
और ज़्यादा पढ़ना चाहते हैं तो गूगल कीजिए, और भी है, बुक खरीदिए.
So at least when you put it on the website, your classes, everything, videos, you can put it on the website at least. Then you can study at least.
this PowerPoint presentation also will come to you. PPT.
is it पहले तो ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन किया था सर, सॉफ्टवेयर में अटेंड किया था.
हाँ, वो सब
Recording.
recording मिलेगा.
रहेगा ना आयोगी के पास. वो उन्होंने किया रिकॉर्डिंग. Whenever I used to start the program, वो आता था मैसेज. Recording is in progress. अभी रिकॉर्डिंग हुआ कि नहीं वो मुझे मालूम नहीं है.
Because that 50 hours training, they put that video in that our membership folder में से in video that was देख सकते हैं. नहीं ये नहीं, IBA का का जो ट्रेनिंग है ना उसका वो पोर्टल पे डाल दिया. मे भी ये भी डाल देंगे. वो बोले थे तो कि देंगे करके, तो
ये
कैसे
तो
देंगे?
सर आप कल विनय सर को पूछो. Okay, so tomorrow again we'll meet at 10:30. We'll talk about solving questions with respect to the exam point of view, and then certification, participation, certification distribution ceremony will be there. So you have my email ID. So any doubt, question, you can send an email. You can send a WhatsApp also. But if I'm busy in program like this, it becomes difficult to
Yes.
reply. Or else, last option would you can send a query to Mr. Lele or IOB, so they can send it to me.
सर email ID
Means
WhatsApp my number.
WhatsApp सर के ग्रुप में है, ग्रुप में नंबर है। So we might need your advice when we are serving our clients for the first 2 times. It will come through IOB only, but we might require some kind of guidance.
No, we are already extending that facility. Last time batch also we informed to the students like for your initial 1 to 4 clients, we can always help you. We don't have any commercial interest. We will come with you to your client. We will advise you how we should set up that meeting, how we should ensure that contracts. Everything we will do it for you. Only you have to bear the charges for with respect to the traveling, lodging, boarding, kind of petty expenses. That is the only thing. So once you get that client, you come to know the process. Maybe 1 or 2 clients. Then your confidence level will go up. Then you can. So that facility is there. Because we really want you to register success in this domain. That is the intention.
We will make you proud.
Huh?
We will make you proud.
So that is the success of teaching. Otherwise, it's a waste of time for me and a waste of time for you, loss of money. So that facility is there. So already we had a work with Mr. Vinay sir. Last batch also we have, announced this kind of, but no one came forward.
This regarding this, I in one training I talked to Vinay sir. They have online training. They come in for a short time. That time I told them I am facing some problem in valuation work, and then that time they told me that you can do this in fact valuation import export. You can we are located in a Bombay. They are a huge requirement and huge market for that.
Only thing what we cannot do for you, you say sir, search client for us and then we will cater. That is not possible. So that legwork you have to do it.
क्लार्ट आप सर्च करेंगे तो क्या क्लार्ट आप हमारा पास रहेगा, आप क्लार्ट सर्च करेंगे तो हमारा पास रहेगा तो
नहीं मुझे इंटरेस्ट नहीं क्लाइंट आई डोंट हैव टाइम आल्सो
नहीं आप सब क्लार्ट ढूंढेगा तो मेरा पास रहेगा नहीं, क्योंकि क्लार्ट पूछेगा आप किसे
उनका कहने का मतलब is go man choose the best person. आपको choose करें.
ये बात है, मुझे चूज करके वो ही मेरा पास एड्रेस देना, हम मैंने अचीव कर पाएंगे ना, आप ऐसा इसी वो प्रॉब्लम इसी इशू.
Okay, thank you very much. All the best. We'll meet tomorrow.
Sir, a group because we might not